Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
To your right, to your right.
Greetings, TheWarOwl greets you. I played Valorant, Riot's upcoming Counter-Strike competitor. It's time to finally lift the curtain. What is Valorant, how does it play, and is it any good? $128 tick servers. Counter-Strike 1.6 movement and shooting mechanics. Good netcode as far as I could tell. A promise of proper anti-cheat with hardware bans and machine learning. And most importantly, it was fun to play. Greetings, TheWarOwl greets you once again, here to answer all of your burning questions about Valorant. The good, the bad, the ugly, I will hold nothing back. For example, the name, Valorant. Guys, this is tough to say. I'm a cynical man, prone to bouts of elitism. I'm the Counter-Strike guy. I liked it. I was invited to play in an alpha test, so everything is technically a work in progress and subject to change. What is Valorant? It's a 5 vs 5 competitive tactical shooter with hero shooter mechanics. It's more Counter-Strike than any other game. At the start of the game, everybody picks an agent. The only thing that separates agents apart are the 4 abilities that they can use, which serve to replace nades in Counter-Strike. They have a primary ability that gets refilled every round, 2 secondary abilities they can buy from the buy menu, and an ultimate that has to charge over time by getting kills, dying, or collecting strategic orbs around the map. Ultimate progress is visible on the scoreboard, even for your opponents, so you can prepare for specific ultimates. For an example of agent abilities, let's look at Brimstone, who is the most Counter-Strike of the agents. His primary ability allows him to launch smoke grenades anywhere he wants within a radius of him. I love the clean lines. There's no such thing as a one-way or any exploitative crap like that. It's very obvious what the smoke blocks off. Everything is like that in this game. It's why the graphics are so simple, so the gameplay doesn't suffer. One of his secondaries is a Molotov. He shoots it out of a little cannon. Oh, by the way, there's no skybox. You can shoot stuff from one side of the map to the other. His other secondary is a stim pack that gives increased rate of fire to anybody near it. You kind of throw this down before you go into a bomb site. Pretty much all of the abilities you use before you go into the fighting. His ultimate does area damage anywhere he wants on the map. Good luck trying to defuse the bomb when someone's got that. Holy crap. The biggest criticism I've seen of this game so far from people who have not played it is that the abilities are overpowered. After playing it, I can tell you the abilities do not overshadow the gunplay. The main way to get kills in this game is by shooting people in the head. For example, there's Jett. Jett can fly up and zoom forward. Jett is probably the weakest agent in the game. She was also the most picked for some reason. There's movement and accuracy in this game, and there's a delay in shooting after she uses her abilities. After she flies up in the air or flies around, she's a sitting duck. She's entirely reliant on her ultimate, which has perfect accuracy while moving. All the agents are about the same size. Their hitboxes are very similar, which means we got some tall ladies on the roster. There's some original ideas here. Not everything in this game is lifted from elsewhere. There's Reaper from Overwatch and Hawkeye from Overwatch. There's also a knight that holds a giant energy shield. No, just kidding about that one. That'd be stealing from paladins. Instead, we got a Chinese lady scientist who makes ice walls. Oh. I've got another video coming out going over all of the agents and all of their abilities, so you know what the heck is going on if you want to try the game. It's a defusal game mode. Like Counter-Strike, one team has a bomb they can plant at 2 different or 3 different bomb sites. Instead of 30-round games, we have just 24 rounds in a game. I like this. The shortest game I played was 28 minutes, and the longest was 45. It felt right. Can I go shoot the enemy now, Mr. TheWarOwl? No, little Timmy. There's a preparation phase, like Rainbow Six Siege. The purpose of the preparation phase is for balance, so that heroes with movement abilities can't destroy timings, and heroes that require some setup, like Cypher, can properly set everything up. I liked Cypher, by the way. He was the guy I played the most. Imagine an extended buy time, where you can walk around the map, buy wherever you are, but you're blocked off from certain sections of the map. Then bam, you go shoot each other. It's great fun. The shooting mechanics are Counter-Strike with a few slight differences. The movement mechanics are Counter-Strike with a few slight differences. For example, tagging is extreme. If you get hit, you get stopped dead in your tracks. Now that I think about it, the gameplay mechanics are more similar to CS 1.6 than Global Offensive, but the shooting feels oddly easier. It feels way more generous with the hitboxes and the accuracy, the recoil isn't as bad, and the time to kill is incredibly low.
They're coming this way, we're all bait them into me. Nice, I have next.
Squashed.
Yes, that was Hiko and I destroying some noobs. One thing I noticed in this alpha test was that the Counter-Strike players were consistently on top. If you know how to play Counter-Strike, you're coming into Valorant with a supreme advantage. I was the team MVP in 70% of my matches. I was the match MVP in 50% of my matches. And this is playing against developers, experienced testers, and professional players from other games. Not trying to brag or anything, but I think I represented the Counter-Strike community well by kicking some ass and teabagging the corpses. I'll have another video going over the shooting mechanics in every single gun. Recoil starts off with a consistent pattern, but then varies on how it goes side to side. Scoping with an AWP requires waiting for the scope animation to finish, and it takes a while. There's a red dot that appears on the screen when it'll fire an accurate shot. The Krieg has been nerfed. The Krieg has been nerfed by giving all the other weapons an aim down sight, but you don't have to use it. It does the same thing as in Counter-Strike. It slows down rate of fire and increases accuracy. Oh yeah, shields. I really like how they did this. Instead of armor, you can buy shields. A light shield is $400, which is worth $25, and a heavy shield is $1,000, which is worth $50. So much for buying in bulk? Shields block 50% of damage, which means at full shields, a player can take 150 points of damage before dying. This means players have to rebuy shields a lot. If you take some damage and you don't rebuy your shields, you can take less max damage for the next round. The armor in Counter-Strike doesn't work this way, and some of the weapons will now one-tap you when they normally wouldn't. This naturally balances the economy more instead of just relying on the convoluted loss rewards. For movement, you can air strafe. The movement is a lot slower than Counter-Strike, so you're punished more for being out of position. You can't just AD to avoid getting shot. This hurts to say, but it feels better than Counter-Strike. Some agents have movement abilities and other abilities that will allow them to get into different positions. The maps are designed with this knowledge in mind. Ooh, let's talk about the map design. As I accurately predicted in my last video on Project A, they thought a lot about visibility. There aren't excessive details behind where players would stand. The details are out of the way and out of the gameplay. You can always make out enemies. Nobody blends in. There's clean, crisp lines, no visual fatigue. It's bright, it's fun. So many games are gloomy and gross. It's not oversaturated though. Even the cover has simple, clean lines, the penetration values make sense, everything makes sense, it's so good. It's so good. You guys know I obsess over map design. Volcano did it good. Their lead designer working on the maps is an ex-Counter-Strike pro who designed DE Cache. That should give you an idea about how this is going. The only thing I didn't like is probably the thing he's most proud of. He's dedicated to making sure every map has a reason to exist, which I think means every map will have a gimmick. We only got to play 2 maps. They both had gimmicks. One of them was a standard 4-square, but had 3 bomb sites. I don't get it. Why would you ever plant in the middle bomb site? The retakes would be so much easier. The second map had no mid, reminiscent of Volcano's DE Crown, remember that? And to compensate, had one-way teleporters to take you across the map. It kinda worked. You could fake short A and go through the teleporter and push B instead. Ooh, I almost forgot. There's some stuff I don't like. Valorant won't have custom maps, and they won't support modding. It's gonna be a very closed-off game. This might be to help fight cheating, I don't know. One of the best parts of Counter-Strike is the open community. You can take Counter-Strike, make a fun map for it, make a fun game mode, and run a cool community server. I don't think we're going to ever see that in Valorant. It'll probably be like Overwatch, completely and fully sanitized and controlled. And I have a feeling that the esports will be that way too. No fun allowed. Let's see if they get mad that I teabagged a developer in this video. I am honored to be your canary in the coal mine. What else is cool? I got some pretty ladies.
Boom! Headshot. Boom! Headshot.
Oh yeah, the bomb saves defusal progress up to half, so you can start defusing, stop to kill someone, and then finish defusing. As an alternative to dropping weapons to teammates, a teammate can request a buy on the buy menu. Basically, you can buy for a teammate through the buy menu, and they'll get the item, no confusion. With the range of abilities available, there's going to be a lot of cheese found. There's going to be a lot of exploits and cheap strategies. One thing, The whole seeing through walls thing people were pissed off about when they released their gameplay video. It's an arrow that you shoot. The enemy team can see it and shoot it. It sends out a pulse that gives away their position over time, and you're notified that your position has been given away. It's fully counterable. So much of the game is like that in the details. It looks crazily overpowered, but once you really examine it, it makes sense. And that's tough, because to really get this game, you have to explain it. It's a tough sell just on gameplay footage. Closed beta starts April 7th, so I'm gonna get to play the game again. I wanna play more, I wanna make more videos about it. They don't have a demo viewer yet. They said they're gonna add a demo viewer sometime in the future, so I can't make my nice videos. We may have to wait for that. I want you to be able to play the game too. I think my Twitch channel is set up for drops. I don't fully know, I've never done drops before. I'm not a Twitch streamer guy. But if you watch my stream on April 3rd and April 7th, I think you have a chance of getting beta access. Also, I don't like to have a lot of Twitch viewers. I get nervous. So please be nice. Twitch.tv/WarOwl. We stream every Wednesday. We usually stream Minecraft. Thanks to Riot for inviting me to participate in the closed alpha. It was a great experience. I feel like the developers are really passionate about what they're making and they're happy about how it's turning out. I wish I would have been able to meet them in person, but it got canceled because of current events. The game feels like they took everything that people have been complaining about Counter-Strike and fixed it. I'm surprised by how well it turned out. If you like Counter-Strike and you're okay with the abilities side of things, I know a lot of you are not okay with the abilities side of things, you're probably gonna like this game. There's a lot of potential there. It could still go south. They could still screw this up massively, and I'm sure we're gonna find some overpowered, crazy crap and stuff like that, but I liked it. I want to play more. Thank you folks very much for watching. I am TheWarOwl, and I still have no closer.
Why is there only one map?